All right, out here trying to get a good landscape photo. There's the train, there's the train. Cool. Hey, what's up? Oh wait, what is up? I look kind of blown out now. All right, what is up everybody? Today is all about how to take amazing landscape photos, specifically for Instagram. If you're like me, then oftentimes you are scrolling through Instagram, you stumble across a banger landscape photo and you think to yourself, how the flip did they get that? Well, today's video is hopefully gonna get you a couple steps closer to taking that dream photograph. We are gonna give you 5 tips to take amazing landscape shots. Now, to be honest, I am not the expert on shooting landscapes, but I did just get back from filming a lesson with Tiffany Nguyen in Yosemite. She has been shooting insane landscape photos for years and years, and we just did a lesson with her that breaks down her entire process. So in this video, I'm gonna give you 5 tips that are inspired by her, and I'm also gonna apply what I learned while I was filming that lesson to see if I can actually get a good landscape photo. All right, let's dive into these tips. The full-length lesson is gonna be linked below. It is on pre-sale, so right now it is the best price that you'll ever be able to get it. So if you're interested in shooting amazing landscape photos, then check that out. Let's get started. All right, the first tip is location, location, location. In order to take a beautiful landscape photo, you need to go to a beautiful landscape. Now, this doesn't mean you need to go to Norway or travel across the world. Those places are beautiful, but it's as simple as going to a pretty place near where you live. For my landscape photos, I went to the beach. Fortunately, I live close by. And for Tiffany's lesson, we went to Yosemite, which is a national park that's like 6 hours away. So step 1 is just finding a pretty place to shoot and going there. The second tip is just the time of day at which you're shooting. It's best to shoot at sunrise or sunset. That is when the light is most golden, and that is when you get something called golden hour. Golden hour and then after that blue hour are 2 very popular times to shoot because the colors are amazing and the light is nice and soft. It's totally possible to get amazing landscape shots during high noon and during that harsh light in the middle of the day, but when you're starting out, focus on sunrise and sunset.
Yeah, I can already tell like these shots are gonna be crazy. The colors, the light.
The next tip is composition. This is a chunky one, and this is what Tiffany deep dives throughout her entire lesson. Is just compositional techniques that make a beautiful landscape photo. For the sake of this tip, we are gonna focus on 3 compositional techniques to keep in mind. Leading lines, layering, and subframing. Again, Tiffany deep dives these 3 as well as other compositional techniques throughout her lesson, but essentially leading lines are the diagonal lines in your frame. They actually lead your eye to the subject.
Not only we're gonna go over symmetry, but also this is a great example of leading lines.
Layering is just making sure you have foreground, midround, and background in your image. That could be grass, maybe a river, and then a mountain. Now for subframing, I'm specifically referring to actual smaller frames within your shot. You'll see this as a patch of light, or maybe a shadow, or maybe just some negative space where you could put your subject. The 4th tip is basically just person versus no person. Now this is an age-old debate in landscape photography, and it is essentially, do you add someone in your landscape photo or do you not? The reasons to add someone are twofold. 1, it gives a sense of scale. It gives a sense of grandness for the image. And oftentimes you'll see Tiffany add a subject, add a person in her frame when she wants to show off just how grand the landscape actually is. The second is the human element of seeing someone experiencing the landscape.
And actually I think this spot would be perfect if we had a subject right in the middle of the pathway.
The 5th and final tip is to get there early.
All right, just got to our next location, another early morning.
A lot of times when you go to a location, you have a photo in mind, but it is imperative that you show up to a location early and walk around the whole area because you might find new compositions that you didn't even know existed or that you didn't even know you wanted to photograph.
Like I think your average person would be like, okay, did you get the shot? Yeah, you've been shooting for like an hour. Like, no, I think I've probably gone like 10 to 12 different compositions.
So get there early, give yourself plenty of time to set up. Tiffany is always arriving early and always getting a sense of what compositions she wants to take so that when the light is really good, she's ready.
Just start framing up the shot, see what we like.
This is honestly harder than it looks. I hope I got it, but I probably didn't. All right, so safe to say that is much harder than it looks, but I honestly think we got some pretty cool photographs, and even though I am not in the most insane landscape with a massive mountain behind me, I feel like I was able to implement some of those compositional tips. And yeah, right now the light's great. So with that, here are some of the photos that I got. They definitely are not up to Tiffany standards, but they are much improved than a landscape that I would have shot before. All right, everybody, thank you so much for watching. Hopefully these tips were helpful, and now you feel encouraged to go take amazing, beautiful landscape photos. Again, Tiffany's lesson is on pre-sale right now, so if you wanna become a master of landscape photography, then check that out. And yeah, thank you so much for watching, and as always, we will see you guys in the next video. Later.